Hey, what's good, y'all? Figured I'd do another vlog video for you. And in the case of this one, I thought about the quote that I posted on my YouTube, my Instagram, my Facebook. That got me thinking, sure, less is more. But there are times that I do like to elaborate on what's being said. And in the case of this, it's based on communication. Because I feel like now, because it's heavily based in social media and the internet and text messaging, this, that, and the other. I feel like our only form of communication now is that we see each other through our screens, or we only see each other through messages that we send. Although, yes, it is easier access for us to communicate with each other, but I feel like, because it always seemed like that this was the inevitability that was going to take place, just because it's quicker, it's at our convenience when we're not around in person to even exchange anything with each other, exchange words, especially that, just to share each other's company in person. I feel like, when I use the hashtag, human connections are inevitable. The reason why I say that is because there's gonna be a point in time where we should come to recognize that more often these days, to reestablish what human connection really means to us, what it's really about, to actually come to terms with the reality of it all. Because at the end of the day, the more we depend on technology, the more likely we become recluse, introverted, not just the way you usually associate that word, let alone the previous word I just brought up. Because we can have people in the world where they're more outspoken, more of an extrovert out there for people, even when they come face to face with them, even when we come face to face with them. But behind closed doors, I believe, that's when we show our actual selves to ourselves. Even for those of us who are outspoken more, behind closed doors, that's when we really show ourselves to ourselves. And usually family on top of that as well. Especially when we have moments to ourselves to try to come to terms with how we deal with the reality of everything that we deal with on a daily basis, and discovering ourselves on a day to day. I feel like in my case, because I am one of those people who's more of an introvert, a recluse, I will say that it is important to be able to communicate with people, to talk to people, even if it's someone I don't know and they actually engage in conversation, especially when it's done in person. I feel like that's important to me because as of recent, there was a point where I always felt like, because I do a lot of social media. Not that I'm on it every single day. I've been doing my best not to do such a thing like that. I'm not on it every single day, all day for that matter. I'm not doing that. That was something I used to do before, way before. But these days, even still, I feel like a lot of my communication tend to be through technology, through social media, through the internet. But once I got a chance to actually talk to people face to face again, and it's not just my immediate family. I mean, of course, first and foremost, that's the top priority there. Make sure that I'm present for them at all times, you know? Because there was a point, actually, it was more than just one point where I made technology the bigger priority over them, and that became an issue. This time, I've been making sure to try to balance things out. Because, yeah, the tech is going to be there, but I can't depend on it all the time. Sometimes it's best to be there in person to let them know you are present. You exist. And with that said, because I feel like it's better to be able to do that more often now, especially now, and in terms of, for me, that whenever I want to engage with people, I want to be able to do it in that manner where there isn't technology to become that barrier between us. We're actually face to face, and I actually do enjoy that. I enjoy that every single time I get an opportunity to do that because it reminds me that to be able to have that human connection, to be able to have that relationship, that friendship, family dynamic, it's that feeling that you exist within that moment with them. We exist within that moment with each other. I exist in that moment with the people I surround myself with. But hey, even through technology, I make that a priority to actually have conversations with people, even if I'm a distance away from them or they're a distance away from me. And this also got me thinking about that. I feel like there's some people that I haven't spoken to in a while that I will want to keep in contact with, just to make sure that they know I'm still alive, I'm still here, and that I know that things are good on their end as well, and that we get a chance to catch up and talk about things where we at now from where we were before, you know? I thought about that, and I've been thinking about that. It's just a matter of doing it, yes, but I've always had that thought because that's the main thing for me, especially when doing therapy. On top of that, I feel that, with communication and to make things as clear as they can be in order to be able to have that connection, in order to be able to engage in conversation, in order to be able to get out of my shell and participate in that more. The more I do it, the more comfortable I'll be. And that's the importance of what I'm saying to you guys right now. It's important for me to address something like this because how else are we going to be able to experience something like that? How else are we going to be able to enjoy the moments without having technology to be the barrier between us? Nah. We should be able to allow our words to fill in that space between us, our company. That's what I like to see more often. That's what I want to be able to do more often. So I just want you guys to take this as a way of me saying that I want to be able to do that with y'all. I want to be able to have a conversation with y'all. You know, it's not just doing the poetry stuff, not just doing any music stuff or anything else in terms of, you know, talking about what we doing with our lives in terms of that, you know, that aspect of it, where it feels like that's the only conversation we could have. No, I want to be able to talk about anything. Anything. Sure. The music, poetry, entertainment, along with all of that, yeah, it sparks conversation, no doubt about it. But I like to be able to talk about things where it's not just that. It could be a part of it, but it's not just that. It's just a matter of being able to have that connection with one another, that we enjoy each other's company, and that we know we're reaching out to each other in that way. Like literally doing that, literally reaching out to each other in that way, not just through messages and phone calls and apps. Anytime when we get the opportunity to talk to each other in person, we gotta appreciate that. The tech is gonna be there, but being there in person is important. Being present is important. Because especially for me, you know, the more that I would be, you know, to myself, it's just me and my thoughts. And I can't just have a conversation with my thoughts. I'm just talking to myself, and that's not the way to go. Sometimes I could do it to give myself a little pep talk. You know, when I'm about to do something with my life where I apply these lessons, these conversations to my life so that I would know what it really means to actually engage in that. But having a full-on conversation with myself, I can't be doing that. I had to stop with that. I had to ease up on that. So I'm just letting you guys know in terms of how I went about that, why I feel like it's important, and why I enjoy being able to do such things like this. To be able to talk that it's not just the tech I depend on, it's actually engaging with people in person. That's very important to me. And it's something that can apply to you guys as well, to all you guys out there. Even for those who are introverts and recluse like myself. Even for y'all. Gotta be able to appreciate moments like that, because those are the moments that you will want to remember for the rest of your life. I know I would. So with that being said, I'm gonna end it right there for this video. This is BlueFlamez Da Poet, and I'm out.